What is the role of SEBI? This is a question which very many people don't know the answer. So whenever something goes wrong, they will ask you, what was SEBI doing, right? It's a very frequently asked question. Diwan Housing, something happened, what was RBI doing? PMC Bank, what was RBI doing? What was SEBI doing, right? These are very typical questions that people ask. So I thought I'll just clarify what is SEBI's role, or what is even RBI's role. First of all, understand that they are run by bureaucrats. They are not run by businessmen. They don't have to do anything which is perfectly right. They have to do something which is generally perceived to be right. It need not, it should not matter to you whether you have benefited or no. So let us come to this. A regulator is like, let's talk of the cricketing regulator. There is a cricketing regulator called ICC. ICC used to speak which is true for all regulators, they speak the language of the strongest players. So when the strong player says something, that gets heard. So if it's an IRDA, it will listen to LIC, or it would have listened to LIC for a long time. And now the importance of LIC is slightly going down, with it losing some market share. So similarly, SEBI would have started listening to, when it started, it would have listened to UTI, but now it is no longer UTI, it could be any of the big AMCs as far as the mutual fund section is concerned. So there is ICC, which listens to England and Australia, and it makes rules. But those rules are applicable to everybody. So if the ball hits the bat and flies straight into the hands of a fielder, you are out caught. That rule is true for Kenya, it is true for India, it is true for any country playing cricket. Those are the rules. So ICC makes the rules for the game all over the world. But ICC can't be in every place. So for every country, it appoints one. Let's say it's BCCI in India. There is a Pakistan board. There is a Sri Lankan board. There is a Bangladesh board. So each country gets a board which listens to what ICC says. Now ICC makes a rule saying, if you put your leg instead of putting the bat, you're out LBW, right? This rule cannot change. So that rule will be brought by BCCI, but BCCI says, oh, we can't be all over India. So there is a Mumbai Cricket Association, there is a Pune Cricket Association, there is a Tamil Nadu Cricket Association. So then the Mumbai Cricket Association says, okay, now there are so many matches to be held in Maharashtra or in Mumbai. So we will appoint umpires, we will appoint the match supervisors, right, match referees, the third umpire. We will appoint, in the sense we will make the rules as to who can be appointed, what should be his or her qualification, so those are, it's a rule making body, it is not a protecting body. Yes, it should protect, we will come to that, but it is not meant primarily for protecting, it is a rule making body. Do you need rule making bodies? Well, look at it this way, 200 years ago, maybe in Mumbai there were 4 cars. So did you need signaling system? No. But today, if there are 4 million cars, 40 million cars, whatever, I am not getting into that number, you need signals, right? So that is why you have mutual funds which are regulated, you have brokers who are regulated, you have everything gets regulated, right? Banks are regulated by RBI. You need a regulator when the number of players increase, right? If suppose there was only one bank called State Bank of India and there were no other banks, would you need a regulator? No, that monopoly does not need a regulator. Similarly in airlines, suppose there are 7, 8, 9, 10 airlines, so then there will be a DGCA which makes rules, what is to be done, etc., right? If there was only one airline, then the Ministry of Civil Aviation and Air India would have been the same. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to make rules separately, separate body, nothing is necessary. Now, having said that, what does SEBI do? SEBI says, okay, these are the rules. However, we can't be there in every place, so they appoint trustees. Then the trustees invite some company to say, please manage these funds we have received, please manage these funds. And that company has a board of directors, it has a managing director, it has a compliance officer, right? It has all those people. Those are all representatives of SEBI. After that, then they appoint somebody called the distributor. Let us call him or her the MFD. The MFD is like the player, right? It is not that he does not know the rules. He has to know the rules. He is taught the rules, and he is expected to stick to the rules. For example, if I'm a batsman, I know that if I put my leg instead of putting my bat, I could be out LBW. It does not require, I don't have to be taught separately. I know that right from the day I started playing, this will be in the same rule. But if I become the captain, then I'm briefed about the rules, how many players can be there in the team, right? So what is the team which is going to play? So I have to sign off that document and say this is the team which is going to play, and all ethical, moral responsibilities have been met, right? That's what the captain does. So similarly, in a mutual fund, the MFD goes and gives a declaration to SEBI saying, oh, I have complied with all your rules, regulations, etc. Similarly, every player gives some such declaration to SEBI saying, we have done all this. So is SEBI there to help you and help you, or is it not there to help you? Well, it is there to help you. It makes rules. So if you have unclaimed dividend lying in mutual funds, it's your right to receive it, right? It's not that the mutual fund is doing you a favor. If you have your, like I said, unpaid dividends or unclaimed amount, you didn't know that your mother had some money lying in XYZ mutual fund, but suddenly NSGL or CDSL gives you an annual statement showing your mother's name and some 82,000 rupees lying there. You now have a right to go give your mother's death certificate and claim that money. All those are yours by right. Now, if there were no rules and regulations prescribing all this, do you think you would have got your money? Answer is no. Even now, the way the NAV is calculated, you are supposed to get the previous day's NAV. Companies don't always give it to you. So if you are alert, like one of my readers was, he was 82 years of age. He wrote to the managing director. It was a 5 lakh rupee investment in debt, and he got 15,000 rupees, which was the wrong NAV calculation, right? So people who know, at least there are rules by which this can be implemented. So if suppose there is a rule in Bombay which says if you drink more than 2 pegs and you drive and you're caught, you will be put in jail. Now you can always argue, many of my friends drink and drive and nothing happens to them. Correct, it just means they have not been caught. But if they are caught, there is a law which allows, which makes punishment. Now if there was no law, the guy is caught or the girl is caught drinking and driving, you wouldn't know what to do with them. You'll just go shout at them or something and say, "Theek hai, ghar jao." Now there is a law which says that they can be taken to task. Similarly, in mutual funds, there are laws which says what happens in case of insider trading, what happens if NAV is calculated wrong, what happens if the refund is not made. Or can a company, can a mutual fund launch one NFO in a scheme which it already has? Suppose it has a large cap fund, can it launch another NFO in a large cap scheme? Answer is no. So you have to understand all this. So does SEBI do pricing of the units? Does SEBI do IPO pricing, OFS pricing? No. Understand that SEBI says very clearly in the prospectus, we neither approve nor disapprove this document. We are not even saying whether the details are adequate. It is your duty to go and read the offer document and go and ask the asset management company for more details if you want. If you are not happy with the details that they have given and they don't give you further details, just don't invest. People normally invest hoping to say, oh, I will invest and it will open at a premium. That is why people put money in an IPO. In an NFO, that is also not true, right? You can you can apply, you need not apply. After some 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, you may find that it is actually doing very well. You can then enter. You have all those options which are available in a mutual fund, but at least you have to go to the SEBI website and read. If you don't read, SEBI can't force you to read all the details that you need, whether it is a Zomato issue or a Paytm issue. All the details were there. They said very clearly that look, we have these uncertainties. LIC in its prospectus said very clearly that in case there is governmental pressure to buy some shares, government pressure will get precedence over shareholder interest. They have said it in as many words. If you don't read, if you go and apply, or if you go and desperately buy a share or an NFO or an OFS, that's your problem. You have, of course, I can always say that the Regulator should make all the data available more easily on his website, but believe me, all these details are available, but it is for us to go and read. So is there a regulator? Yes. Is he performing a useful function? 90% of the times, yes. Do we benefit by them? Yes, we do benefit, but we don't even see those benefits because it's not told to us that we are benefiting because of them. Believe me, the industry would not have done many of the things which they are currently doing but for the regulator. So is it necessary that we have more regulation? I don't know, but do we have what we expect from the regulator, or what we should expect from the regulator is to look at the macro and not worry too much about the micro. But given the industry's behavior, I'm not surprised that the regulator has to come right into the micro and manage every small bit, right? No foreign trips, no entry load, you can't charge an exit load beyond so much. Take the case of ULIPs also. The ULIPs have been made far more attractive by IRDA than it would have been just left to the industry, right? Alan Greenspan said that, oh, industry is so good that they can do self-regulation. I haven't seen self-regulation work anywhere. You need a regulator to do all these things. Believe me, you wouldn't even get a monthly statement but for the regulator. Of course, the competition improves disclosure norms and performance, etc. But without the regulator, it wouldn't have worked. So if you are an investor or an MFD, go and learn more about what SEBI does for you. There are a lot of positives. Yes, there are a lot of things which can be improved, but what is already done is not bad. Thank you.